Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're calling in from. It is the first Monday in February. I'm Leslie Flowers, and welcome to Mind Over Matter Mondays. And as you come into the room, let us know where you're calling from. I will sing you in with a song I love very much. And I'm very, very excited about our topic today and our guest teacher, Coach Lee Hopkins, and we're talking about strategic vulnerability. So I'm really excited. Good to see everybody. Be sure to ask your questions and come on in. And here's a little song for you as you come in. Get your coffee or your tea. Smile though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by if you smile through your fear and sorrow. Smile and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through. For you light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness, although a tear may be ever so near. That's the time when you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Welcome, Sajid Kumar and Jackie Hallberg and Kimberly Lechnick and our wonderful coach Lee Hopkins, Leanna Stock and Lisa Fevick. Thank you for being here. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Yeah. Oh, what a song. Yeah. I hope you like that. And I'm so glad everybody's here. So excited about today. So it's time to say hello to you. And I want to thank a very good friend who many of you know, Aaron Gibson, Soul Media Live Productions, which, by the way, Soul Man Live is coming back on Friday the 13th at 8 p.m. That's a Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And Aaron created the intro and outro last year for Mind Over Matter Mondays. So I'm grateful for his wonderful work. He knows me well enough to know what would appeal to me and really exemplify who I am. Lots of reasons why. So here we go. We have already said, I've seen Islam, wonderful. Islam, I'm so happy that you're here. You're on my mind very heavy today. So watch out for a message from me. And there's Wendy. Hi, Wendy. It's so lovely to see you. Everybody check out Wendy and Islam. But Wendy does beautiful posts, simple, prophetic, thought leadership, and relaxing words and pictures. So I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. And here's Jackie Hallberg. Hi, Jackie. Jackie has a live every Monday night at 9 o'clock called Just Jacks and Friends. That's 9 o'clock Eastern time. And it's a wonderful show where she lifts up other people that have fascinating lives that you didn't really know anything about beyond LinkedIn. And Jackie is a good friend, part of the 2350 network, which I'm a part of. And that network is off LinkedIn. It's the only one I go to, right, other than on LinkedIn. And many of our friends are in that personal development platform, which has a lot to offer. It really does. And so thanks for being here, Jackie. And we've written together in an anthology in a book, too. So it's amazing to me, amazing how our communities are really working together in so many ways. So thanks for being here. There's Professor Roxana. I love doing comments with you, Dr. Roxana. She likes to talk about confidence in AI. Lately, Dr. Roxana is talking about her work plus AI. So if you're curious about AI, do check her out. She's in many places all over the internet. And thank you, on LinkedIn. And thank you for being here. I know your schedule is busy, busy, busy. And there is our wonderful 𝓞𝓾𝓻 𝓖𝓾𝓮. Hi, Nicole. So happy that you're here. Now, Nicole is the owner and founder of Guiding Brilliant Writers Publishing House, and her specialty is wonderful anthologies where you get to share your story. She's the sponsor of my Friday show on Think and Grow Rich, and she's also part of the 2350 network. And she was the publisher for the legacy book that Jackie and I have been part of, and I think another one too. There's been so many of them. I think that there are 8 or so anthologies. Anyway, if you want to get your story out, connect with Nick. And thanks for being here. She'll be one of our guest speakers in a week or two, I think 2 weeks. So that'll be fun. And here's our wonderful Christy Williams, who always supports lots of good events. And this one too. I love that. And she is a part also of the 2350 network. Now, I'm not trying to get people to leave because you know me, I'm really about staying in one place. But sometimes the connections do move off LinkedIn, but we're still here too. So thanks for being here, Christy. And I hope you're feeling wonderful today. There's Queen Christine Feedy, who just got a new job. So let's all congratulate Christine. She's been working at one job for 4 years. During that time, she did her MBA on a very shortened timeline. And you see, she was preparing for this next big step. And so sometimes the universe doesn't think we're quite ready until we've done enough learning. And so those 4 years were really all of that she needed to take this next big step. So I'm very happy for you. Buongiorno a tutti, Italy. Okay, got it. A tutti is, I think, everybody. Hello, everybody. Yes. There's Adrian. Hi, Adrian, Gargich, and all of the people that are here. They're all thought leaders in the sense that you're going to love this subject today because this helps you to be much more objective and an agile thinker, to think on your feet and to manage your emotions, because we all are faced with that. But how do you develop that ability, and why is being strategically vulnerable important? I think you're really going to like this. Adrian is up in New York, and she is in data entry, in digital work, and she also likes to write poetry. And she's a very kind and supportive friend and community member. She also reposts many, many events. So when you repost, all your followers get to see it, hopefully, if the algorithms are working properly, right? And here's Meryl Cass. Hi, Meryl. Groundhog Day from the frozen tundra of Paramus, New Jersey. So if you don't know Meryl, between Meryl and I and a number of other people and direct message groups, we're able to make sure, and Meryl does a lot of this himself. And I think Kenny Dunnard also does the same thing, invites people, posts in direct message groups to let them know when is a live event occurring so that you can choose. Now, one thing I know for sure is that when you mark attend, that doesn't necessarily mean you'll be here. It means if it works in your schedule, you will be here, but it also means I'm supporting you. So I don't expect that you would always be here, but I will tell you, you're being very consistent. And honestly, consistency wins the day because it takes some focus and it takes some discipline. And it's very easy not to be focused and disciplined in this sensory overload of a world we live in. So thank you, Meryl, for all you do and for being here. And I hope you're staying warm. I do. Yes, it's wonderful. And yes, thank you, Jackie. And here's the marvelous William Rochelle. If you get to know him, he will allow you to call him Bill. And a very innovative show, Sunday afternoons, 4 p.m. Eastern, called UBU Live. And these are pretty much uncensored. Not that they need to be censored for the normal reasons we might think with that word, but he gets into all sorts of subjects and goes deep and stays objective. That is a talent, right? That's a leadership talent, to be able to get into deep conversations with people without triggering others, making sure everybody's comfortable and the delivery and articulation is non-triggering, if you know what I mean. So Bill, thank you so much for being here. I know that you are a busy guy, and so I love seeing you here. Thank you. Loved your show on Sunday, by the way. And there's Coach Lee. See, he's back there taking a breath, clearing himself. Jackie? You're very cold and gloomy in Michigan. Well, there's a new gal named Jackie Hallberg that is all about love and finding matches. So start thinking about love and becoming a matchmaker. That will heat you up for sure. All right, let's see who else is here. The most wonderful Sajid Kumar lets you know what's going on in Canada with human resources, HR, and recruiting. He sends out wonderful posts about general statistics about the way HR is going and recruiting is going. I don't get too deep into them because that's not my area, but they're very comprehensive and filled with value if you're in the HR arena or you're playing in it right now, or even when you do. It's good to know. This is kind of like when you're going to buy a car. You don't buy one every time. It's just like you don't get a job every time, right? Every year or every 3 months. And yet you will see car advertisements to buy new cars all the time. Well, they do this, and that's what we're going to talk about on Friday through auto or self-suggestion. So basically, part of today's conversation about strategic vulnerability, you will see works perfectly in terms of this example. Hang on one second, Kimberly, before I don't want to lose my thought. So when you're ready to buy a car, you have already decided you're either aligned or resonating with the car dealer. So the same is true with HR. The same is true with coaching, right? Everybody doesn't need it all the time, but when you are ready, you've had the opportunity to align with or not people in this industry so that your decision becomes easier. And a lot of it's based on intuition because of that. And here's the wonderful Leanna Stock from Duluth, Minnesota. Is cold. And Leanna's area of expertise is diabetes, but she also does beautiful pictures that she posts on LinkedIn, which we need both kinds of input. We need the detailed and the deep study, but we also need to relax ourselves And her posts with the pictures are amazing. They do that for me. And here's the wonderful Lisa Fevick every other Tuesday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern. She has a panel called Metamorphosis Dialogues. And it's all about the pre, during, and peri and after menopause. What is it that you could eat, or what are the things maybe you shouldn't eat that exacerbate some of the side effects? So whether you're going through menopause, you could have a sister, an aunt, a partner, right? A mother, depending on your age, and you'll understand better when they come to dinner what you're going to serve them. But Lisa also has a wonderful newsletter too. And this is just good advice anyway, but it's particularly important during the menopause years. All right. Kimberly, I don't know how you, okay, so Kimberly lives in Chicago. She's a big Think and Grow Rich enthusiast, and she has created gratitude bookends for herself every day. And I've nabbed the theme so that on Monday, it's the beginning of your week, one big bookend. And on Friday with Think and Grow Rich, the other bookend is there. And it's about keeping your thoughts under your control. That's all we can control is what we're thinking, how often we think it, and how we're feeling when we think it. So I love that, Kimberly. Thank you so much. She's a guest teacher, and she'll be with us this month. So thanks for being here. And there's the wonderful Linda Meyer, who loves to talk about narcissism, getting over it, dealing with it, recognizing it. And thank you for doing that. Because for anybody who's dealt with a narcissist, it's not a place we like to play. Once you've run away, you don't want to know. But I wish I had known 30, 40 years ago what Linda's sharing. So thank you, Linda, for being here. All right. And there's a LinkedIn user. I cannot tell who that is. Hello, Chelsea. Thank you so much for being here. I'm not sure we've met, but I'm very happy you're here. And we are going to bring Coach Lee up in just a moment. Here is Sean Michael. Sean Michael has a 12 noon right after this live called Monday Mindset. Monday Mind Shift. So Sean, drop the link to your show in the comments, and you all go to his show as quickly as you can, because it's one you don't want to miss. And you can go in a tiny bit late. Absolutely. So thanks, Sean, for being here, especially when you've got to get ready soon yourself for your own show. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Thank you. Thank you. And look who's here, Teresa Earl. She's a new friend. Teresa, thank you so much for being here. And I'm so excited to have you here. You know, the energy from all of you, we feel it. We feel it, right? I feel it. Your energy actually inspires me. And then here's our lone gal over on YouTube, 𝓚𝓩𝓩𝓚. Lay is a digital artist, and we've been friends for over a decade. She and her partner have created Integrate Art for school systems to teach teachers and students how to integrate art in every subject, not only in Art 101. So this year, she's looking to really expand this program. So if you are connected with any school system, now she's out in California, but if you're involved in a school system and you love the idea, go to 𝓚𝓩𝓩𝓚's page and look up Integrate Art. It's Integrate GR with the figure 8, and take a look at that program, because it might work in your school system. It will help everybody learn. The more senses we use, the better we retain information. So Lay, so glad that you're here. This is the link in case you need to jump over to YouTube. Thank you for doing that. And there is the King property dealer. I don't know. Is King your first name? Thank you for being here. This is a new acquaintance, and thank you for being here so frequently. It means a lot to me that you're getting value. That's why I do this every week. It's to lift up the guest teachers, You'll notice that I don't usually sell anything, maybe once a year. I will sponsor and support others. So the purpose of Mind Over Matter Mondays is really twofold. One, that these concepts that we're talking about are very similar, but each one of us is at a different level of awareness or a level of study, and we're going to be able to explain it in a different way, and then you will resonate with some of us. I don't expect you to resonate with everybody, but the best part about it is when you're ready to buy that car, when you're ready to take action, you already have a really good sense, for example, of who Lee is, right? Do I want to work with this person? Oh yeah, well, I remember. So it's twofold. One, to give you different perspectives, and two, to allow guest teachers to build their business, to make offers to you, to give you an opportunity to work with them if you align with them. And there's so many amazing teachers. So I'm thrilled that you're here, King. And here's Ashif Haji calling in from Toronto. All somewhere in Warm Thoughts. Yeah, it's freezing up in Toronto. I know that you're snowed in. We had 2 inches yesterday. It was just beautiful in North Carolina. And it was the kind of snow that you could use a snow blower and clean it all up. And it's perfect for snow cream. So I don't know if you guys have ever made snow cream, but it is the breakfast of champions with this kind of snow. You get fresh snow, whatever food coloring you want, some heavy cream, evaporated milk, and some sugar, and mix it all up. And just make sure you get a clean patch of snow. Okay. So Ashif, I don't know if you're going to do that today, but thanks for being here. And Bobby Lee is here. Bobby Lee and his partner have a money conversation Thursdays at noon Eastern. It's a new live that comes up every week. So get to know Bobby Lee Clark. Bobby Lee, so glad that you're here. And I've enjoyed your shows so far very much. All right. Lots of congratulations to Christine. Yeah, I got to get moving here. Coach Carrie is here. Yeah. Hi, Coach Carrie. She has a new event, a new live that's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern on Sundays. It's about retirement. So it's something that we all definitely need to be aware of. Absolutely. So Coach Carrie, thanks for being here. And here's Chelsea. Hi, Chelsea. Oh, you're saying hello to, I just already saw you. You're congratulating. Lots of congratulations for our Queen Christine Feedy. And this is, Mark. Mark is calling in from India. It must be tea time over there, I would think, afternoon tea. And Sandra Bote is here. She's one of our teachers. She'll be here. Strategic vulnerability, out of turning I don't know into a competitive advantage because admitting blind spots invites the right hands to steer the ship. Okay, I love it. Sandra is a neuro-linguistic practitioner, NLP practitioner, and also a hypnotherapist, and also a best-selling international author. Very, very busy. All right, making sure that I don't. Okay, there we go. Excellent. All right, everybody. We see you. I see you. I only see the greatness in you. If you practice doing this with your friends and acquaintances, you actually are training yourself to look for and find something wonderful about each person. Unfortunately, our default, when we're not paying attention, can be negative. I don't agree with that. They've got on 2 different socks. Why is her hair that way? Doesn't he know to clean his glasses? Right? But that's not, you'll find those things because we're practiced at finding what's wrong. But what I do to acknowledge you so that you know that I see you actually has trained me. And now I rarely see something wrong with anybody or something I don't like about anybody. So, Ashif just said spiked snow cream. Yeah, that would work. Absolutely. You could do it. I mean, my daughter gave me that recipe. She didn't say a thing about that, but I could see a little, what's that cinnamon fireball. That would jigger a fireball would be good in that snow cream, but don't tell anybody I said that. And Stanley Green is here. He is our wonderful sponsor for Mind Over Matter Mondays. He is the president and CEO of Power Thinking Corp, a CBT-based personal development training system. He has a live show at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Wednesdays and at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. And he has an app, which I'll show you about in just a little bit, brand new app where you can do everything on your phone instead of jumping between phone and laptop, if that's what you like. All right. Enough said. Let me bring up. There he is. Hi, Coach Lee.
Hello. Hi, Leslie. Hi, everyone out there in the audience. It's good to be here again.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. That's right. You were here twice before. Now, let me just catch you up to date. Coach Lee helps the analytical minds to find fun in conversations and enjoy human interaction without burning out. And he also helps late identified autistic adults create honest, reliable relationships without masking or burning out. Now, the clients that have worked with Coach Lee have learned how to set boundaries, ask for support, and now they're walking into one-on-ones and tough discussions, feeling clear, grounded, and connected. Welcome, Coach Lee. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you again for having me. I'm in Chicago, and like someone had said, they're in Indiana and having a heat wave. I think we are too. It's like 20-something degrees here today. It's fantastic.
I love it. I love it. Let me just get this a little, I think we can do this a little bigger. There we go. So most of you know Coach Lee, and one of the things we do on Mind Over Matter Mondays is a little bit what Jackie does in a way, is to let you get to know some things about Coach Lee and our guest teachers that you wouldn't get on LinkedIn, right? And then that helps with whether you would like to work with this person, even connect and just get to know them, have a coffee chat with them. So here's the first picture, or this is the only picture we have this time. Let me see if I can make it. I don't know that I can make it any bigger. Not the way I've got this set up. So what is this picture? It looks like it says tender white. What is that? What is that? Tell us.
It's a bag of popcorn. So the story behind this is I was working on my rage bait, and it's just a silly way to get more views. And I'm not even interested in upsetting people to get views. And I just thought, well, you know what upsets people is just being me. The right people like it, the wrong people don't, but somebody's going to be upset by it. So what if I just did a really Coach Lee kind of thing? And this is something that I went to the store and I grabbed a giant bag of popcorn, a pound of popcorn. And I was just like, this is something I'm doing just randomly here, be upset by it. And nothing happened, but people commented, just being yourself is just being yourself. So that's my picture. I ate all of that probably in 5 days.
How long did it take you to eat that?
Just 5 days.
Oh my gosh. I know people, not speaking for myself, of course, do it in one day.
Do it in one day.
One day, right?
I couldn't do it. That's wow. That is kudos to them. They are absolutely amazing.
Now, is that music? Is that what's behind you? Are those musical notes?
Oh, on the right
behind in
the picture. Those are vines. Those are some fake vines that I got from
that's right,
some years ago.
That's right. I remember the picture when you were here last year that you had a runaway plant.
Yes,
right?
I do. I have a lot of them, and I guess I don't have enough, so I have the fake ones to be here too. Like
I love it. I love it. All right, let me make sure that as no one new that has come in here before we jump into what we're talking about today. Looking good, looking good. Okay. If I've missed anybody, I apologize.
Sarah Taylor popped in.
Oh, Sarah Taylor, and she's in Calgary.
Sarah's here. She's worked with me on the Social Connection Summit that I had last year. She's absolutely amazing. She comes to the networking events that I do as well, and so she has her own series.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's awesome, Sarah. I'll watch for me to reach out to you, and thank you for introducing Sarah to everybody here. Um, and what does a heat wave in Calgary mean? I'm asking you, Lee. What does that turn into?
Um, I th I don't know. I mean,
Okay,
I
okay,
imagine it's, like, maybe 10 degrees
okay,
Fahrenheit? I'm not sure because it's colder up
okay,
there in Canada. Sarah
absolutely.
will let me know.
Okay, 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 that's excellent. And oh, look who slipped in here, John Werner from Chicago. So glad you're here. All right. So now we want to get into this this thing,
This thing.
strategic vulnerability. Now, Coach Lee has 5 points. This is how we usually do this. So let's go ahead and begin and go ahead and take, each. So first tell us, the first one is what is it? And then you'll see that these are the topics that he is going to plant. Like this is planting seeds of this
Mhm.
concept, strategic vulnerability. Take it away, please.
Yeah, thank you. So strategic vulnerability is something that I discovered after not being able to connect with people. I do one of two things. I would share very little or I would share way too much. And so I had no concept of what there could be in the middle, but there's something that's not meaningless or boring or uninteresting that I'd like to share with somebody that won't scare them away. That's in the middle. Deciding what that is strategic vulnerability. What do you want someone to know about you? That's simple. What do you want someone to know about you? And then the rest of it is how they're going to respond. So that's what we'll talk about here. Strategic vulnerability. What do I share with this person versus that person?
Yeah, and also not with everybody, right? Because you had to come to the middle. Either you shared too much or
Hmm.
not enough. So you had to find that, is that the sweet spot maybe?
Yeah, everyone, the way I walk around and I think about this for everyone, everyone gets a little bit of something. It's strategic for me not to open up to you because in the past, you probably have hurt me in some way. You, on the other hand, I'm strategic about sharing my deepest stuff with you because in the past, we have connected deeply. So just being intentional about what you're going to share.
I got it. That's fabulous. And if you have any questions, please pop them in here.
Yeah.
Um, all right. All right. So I think we all have that. So it's being vulnerable, which is sharing something personal about yourself, which, by the way, I want to tell you that is the key to sales.
Yes.
Only reason I know is because I just have to tell you guys this. So it's scary the first time you're vulnerable in front of a lot of people. And I was at a conference and I had a breakout session and I was the overweight personal development person, right? So I made a few remarks about myself,
Okay.
right? So that
Mm.
people would think, well, look, if she's in personal development, she's overweight. I mean, I could do that too. I could do what she did. I could lose, right? So somehow
Wow.
the vulnerability made people not see me as better than or more evolved than, but just like.
Yeah.
And I was the only person that made any money that day. I had two women come up to me and say, how did you know my story? So I
Right.
realized that that's exactly what happened to me. So the story that I shared about my life was also vulnerable,
Hmm.
right? Because that's what I was going for. I was testing it. And
Yeah.
I closed 2 fat sales that day. So just remember that if you can spill it, right, in such a way that it lands for people like, "Oh, wow, I can do this. I actually
Yeah.
could. If she can, I mean, look at her. She." Okay, go on. Number 2, what is this? Know your cards before asking others to show theirs. Oh, so you wanna see mine before I see yours? Is that what you're saying?
Sort of, sort of. When I was thinking about this, I was thinking about how we play Go Fish. Anybody familiar with Go Fish? this game where you have the cards and you look at yours and you ask them, do they have the card you're looking for? And if they do, they give it to you, right? So it's like this. It's the idea of you have to know in your hand what you're willing to share with them. And if they can relate to it, they're going to give it back to you. So know what you're asking for, know what you want, because we people I've often been really confused by this idea that you have to love yourself first. It's essentially the same idea. Like, I know what I want first. I know what I have. Do you have that? Am I willing to ask you for it? Know your cards before you go asking other people.
Is this like if you've ever played blackjack or 21 when you're sitting in the fifth seat in a way?
I don't know about sitting in the fifth seat or blackjack or anything. I once went to gamble some time ago. Like, I was 20 years old and I put 20 something like, yeah, that's 21 or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's 20. I have to be 21 to get in the casino. But
Okay.
I don't know. It was some time ago. But I saw somebody put down $50. It was at a roulette table, and roulette went, and the $50 disappeared, and I was like, oh, that can never be me.
Well, blackjack is you get two cards, and whoever can go as high as 21 or 21 wins if you break 21. But there are 5 seats. So the first seat, if you're sitting in the fifth seat, you see what everybody else's cards were. So strategically, if you see a face card, this is like a 10-point card, you don't want those. If you see the first seat gets a 10 card, a 10, and the second card gets an 8, and the third player gets a queen, which is another 10, and then the fourth player does too, you will take the hit, because the chances are now that you will get a low card, which will keep you under 21. So strategically, sitting in that fifth spot allows you to evaluate, right, which is what you're talking about, right? Evaluating where you want to share and who you want to share with. Does that make sense? Sort of.
Yes.
Oops. Sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Oh my goodness. There we go. Sorry. Forgive me.
Evaluate what you want to share and when you want to share it.
Because you've observed them, these people. You already know who you can trust, who you've shared deeply with. And so that's strategic.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what came up for me.
That's what came up. I think it's because they said something about the other people. I'm thinking more of an intimate connection, one-on-one conversation. It is you deciding that you can handle if they don't have the thing that you're looking for.
Okay.
So if you're asking, because I want to keep it as simple as possible with just 2 people. And so I understand and appreciate the analogy and the awareness of the others. There is, when we get deeper into it, there is the awareness of the others and what they're doing.
So if it's a person that you don't want to share with, you simply don't do it. So this is strategic. You're really thinking about this.
Yeah. And so what I like to do, and I help my clients with, is understanding what to share. I like to break this down into 4 emotions, because for me, strategic or vulnerability is just sharing how you feel, period. There's nothing else to it. Sharing how you feel about these experiences. We've got 4: joy, anger, sadness, fear, just basic emotions. We can basically recognize joy, anger, sadness, and fear. And the one that is least scariest to share if you don't know what to share is your joy. I mean, it's going to give you more information than anything else. So share something super small, super small. I just found $1 today. And if they, just $1, that's worthless. Then you know what to do. You know what to do with that. You're strategically vulnerable. You're looking for the information about how they're going to treat your feelings. And that's what I mean on the deeper level. So you share these little things. And if they aren't excited for your little $1, then what excitement are they going to show for when you get a new job? Too many people in here were like, hooray, congratulations, got a new job. Those are safe people. Those are people you probably want to share more with. So this strategic vulnerability is meant to get you in a position where you're not sharing something deep and be for sure missing the signs that they're going to dismiss it. If you share something that is really, really painful to you, if they didn't appreciate the dollar, they couldn't celebrate that with you, then what are they going to do with this really painful, deep emotion? They're probably going to throw more poo on it, and you're going to feel more hurt. So this whole thing is just to get you to feel more comfortable with recognizing that you have the ability, you have the power to share with people you want to and with you don't. And people will show you who they are if you show them the right cards.
I love that. This is an area that's kind of new for me. So let's do the third one then. Speaking what you seek tests alignment without attachment. Let me make sure there's no questions in here. There's a comment here. Let me just run this comment real quick here. Bobby Umar is a master at sharing vulnerability and his stories across all social media platforms, including LinkedIn, as well as 4 times on the TEDx stages. Very cool.
Nice.
Very cool. Thank you for sharing that. He's an amazing person. Okay. So I don't see any questions. Everybody's with me. You got it? Okay. Okay. So now, speaking what you seek tests alignment without attachment. How so?
Yeah, I think I kind of just covered that without knowing. I just kind of slipped into it because it's so related to it. Speaking what you seek. So essentially, you got these cards. Remember, you got these cards, and there's an 8 of diamonds in here, and that's what you want. That's what you want. So you ask people for it. Hey, we're playing this game. Do you have 8 of diamonds?
Right, we're playing fish.
Yeah, we're gonna play Go Fish. We're playing Go Fish, and do you have it? And the way they respond to your asking for it is going to give you a lot of information about who they are. Nah, I don't have any diamonds. Why are you even asking me? Well, we're supposed to be playing this game to get to know each other. What are you doing here? I don't think I'm going to continue playing this game with you. We're not doing any more exchanges. I'm going to put my cards down and I'm going to go away, okay? That's the idea, is that you have to, what I found in my world is that if I go out and speak and I say, people are going to respond, and it's up to me to pay attention to how they respond. That was totally uncalled for with them, the rudeness against this question that I asked them. I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. I don't have to be there for it.
So you learned something about that, and it sounds like it's really becoming selective about who the people are you're going to communicate with. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Interesting. So would you move that into ideal clients?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's how we get our clients, right? If any coaches, anyone in sales, they're like, well, are you aligned with the things that I do? And in fact, my business, as I talked about connecting with people, it's changed. I talked about making friends. Like, I have a company that helps adults make friends. And people would say, that's for kids. No. Adults need real connection. And then I had to kind of figure out who those adults were, and what challenges they were facing, and what they've already tried. And so I've landed on people who are analytical, who have gone to therapy and have learned, and they've learned about themselves, but they don't know what's next. They still can't connect with people because people don't quite understand how they think and feel. And then I looked at myself and I'm like, oh, how is this? It is more like it's more closely related to what I do. And I also found that neurodivergence is one of those key pieces. Autism, late diagnosed autism, ADHD, those are differences in the way we process information. And so that's a reason why we won't connect with others. And so my business has looked more towards neurodivergent, ADHD people who are struggling to connect because they're talking to the wrong people.
Got it. And, this brings up my personal view, which is that, we have a label for what all these neurodivergencies are. They stand out because they're not mainstream, like in education, right? If you're middle of the road kid, right, you're fine. But for those who have these neurodivergencies, what I've discovered is that we all sometimes have some of those behaviors too. Not a lot, but there are times when I'm confused, right? And I need this kind of a thing. So Our
Mhm.
mistake, I think, in education is sequestering neurodivergent
Yeah,
behaviors or diagnoses. But in actual fact, everybody I know that's autistic or has ADHD or any one of those things is beyond genius, right? And what I've learned is that to speak very clearly and avoid innuendo and sarcasm, because my friends don't process it the way that I do. So
right.
I'm better. Is this a fair analysis that we all exhibit some of those behaviors? But doesn't that mean that we all in a way are on the spectrum in a way?
No, 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 that's a trap question.
Okay. Oh no, is it? I didn't know that.
Of course not, of course not. Like, what I mean is that it's controversial anyway. You're gonna say whatever, and people are gonna not feel the same way. I know that a lot of people are like, if you say we're all in the spectrum, it's the same as saying I don't see color. And we understand what that kind of
Ah,
impact is for others.
okay,
And
got
so
it.
it's it's that kind of thing. And so I just kind of understand that um we all do something, like we all have actions and behaviors, we all feel something, we all have feelings about things, and the way we process, the way we feel can be the same in one moment and it could be different in the other moment. There's no need to label them. This is what you're saying to me, I understand. We don't have to label it all and say my services are only for those people who are ADHD, ADHD, autistic. That's not true. It is for people who have these specific behaviors and can understand how I work. We can remove the label and you can still get the support for
Yes,
anything.
yes,
I
yes.
think that's what I'm getting from you.
It just makes you an agile thinker. It means that you can think on your feet, that we all have different perspectives, but rather than reacting or responding emotionally, right, that we are able to stop ourselves and even match the context,
Yeah.
and right, even match the context of the people you're with. Is that fair?
Yeah. Many years of practice doing this.
That's
And it can be hard if you can do it, because then you're like, well, where are the other people holding space for me? If you feel like that, I understand. I've got you. We're going to find those people for you.
I love that. Thank you so much for that. Let's take a moment's break here so that I can share with everybody our wonder. Oops, no, that's not the right thing. Hold on. There it is. Sorry about that. Um, I'm very excited that I'm partnered up with Stanley Green and Power Thinking Corporation. And right now, you have the ability to download at your favorite app store Power Thinking Corp's program where you can view lives. There's a chat, all the things that you had to do on several platforms, you can now do in one place. It's in testing. I use it. It's fabulous. Go ahead and download it. Your first 30 days will be complimentary. So thank you, Stanley Green, so much for sponsoring this show. All right, so now we'll go back to here. Excuse me. All right, so now let's do the last two because we've got enough time now.
Okay.
So, reactions reveal compatibility, not your worth. And again, this is with two people. So go.
Yeah, we're two people and we're imagining that card game again. And so this reaction of this person who looked at my card, well, I asked them for the card and they had a huge reaction. They're like, nah, 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 nah. I don't have, aren't we supposed to be, isn't our intention to play this game together? Do you have to treat me this way? And so you've decided to get up and you're out of there. You're out of there. And that's because the reactions reveal compatibility. They are not thinking about the fact that we were supposed to be here learning about each other, playing a game. Whatever they did, they reacted, and I don't have time for it. I have enough self-worth to know that I don't have time for it, and this
Mhm.
isn't it. There are 8 billion people on the planet. Go play fish with somebody else. Just find somebody else, right? And so the idea is that is the purpose, is to learn whether or not you and that person were compatible. It is not to know that you are worthless. You will not do not walk away believing that you shoulda could have done something different, that you could have lowered your voice or whispered or said it a certain way. No, that
Well,
reaction is that reaction.
well, and here's the other thing too, right? People are ready to get curious about this kind of work when they're ready. And so they're
Yeah.
simply not aware yet. So for now, what you're saying is, I'm not playing this game with you at this point in time, but that doesn't mean that we wouldn't come back around when you become ready and willing to consider thinking differently. Would you say that's a fair statement? You can just
I am like, yeah, I am good. I think it's definitely because of the neurodivergence. I'm like, it depends on the person that I'm playing the game with. It depends on that person. If you're a stranger, probably not. I'm not, probably not. Like we on a Tinder date, probably not. I don't think I would come back around when you're ready. Do not text me when you see me with my partner on Facebook some
got
years
it.
later. No, you lost your chance. You messed up. Go be good for somebody else. But maybe a coworker that I've known, or maybe somebody in my past that we went to high school with, and they've changed for the better. I
So it's
might,
possible.
yeah, it's possible. It's possible. It's just the idea of just not waiting around for it, and
That
more importantly, not putting the time and energy into trying to change them. Nobody
it,
likes that.
you can't convince someone to change.
Right.
Right. I mean, you can, and the good salespeople will create the most amazing picture of you speaking in front of 10,000 people, making $10,000. And you visualize that, oh, yes, I want that. I want that. But that was their idea. That wasn't your idea. That was their picture that they painted for you so that
Yeah.
you would buy that picture. But if you weren't ready, or it wasn't your idea, or you're not inspired by it, then you leave after buying the program, and you go home and you wonder, what am I doing?
What am I
Right?
doing?
Right.
Yeah.
You were just sold based on someone else's picture of who you could be. But it really has to start with you. Okay, let's go on to number 5, because we're doing really good on time. And this is such a great present. I'm
Yeah.
learning so much about
Fantastic.
you. I love this. Okay, so now boundaries guide when to walk away.
Boundaries. Yes. Boundaries are my favorite. It's like, it's this idea. Boundaries is the more of the understanding of who you are and what you will do and what you feel in any given situation. So if you have an interaction with someone, they raise their voice at you, you can stay, you can leave, but it's up to you to decide based on how you feel. And a lot of people, and this is me talking about me, I suppose,
Sure.
just wanted to make them stop yelling. I will be here so that I will do what it takes to get you to stop yelling. But and when I recognize that I'm in myself and I know my boundaries, I know what I will tolerate, what I won't tolerate. Last time I was here, I talked about 3, your needs, negotiables, and your nevers. I need this to happen. When we have conversations, I need you to keep your voice at a level that is easy for my ears. Negotiables, if you're making faces, I'm gonna be okay with that in an argument. Nevers, if you raise your voice at me and get so close to me that you're spitting in my face, I never want that experience. And so knowing your boundaries, knowing those things about yourself in any given situation is going to help you decide when to stay or when to go. So this guy and the card game, we're back to the card game where they raise their voice at you because you asked them if they had an 8 of diamonds.
Yeah.
Well, my boundaries say that that's unacceptable. I don't sit in conversations with people who yell at me, especially over something like this, where I thought we agreed that we were going to do together.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm out. Goodbye.
I got
Goodbye.
Would you say, the last thing I'll ask you is would you say that boundaries develop along with the clarity of our own values and
Yeah.
standards?
100%. That's exactly what I feel. Like we have to have a lot of these. The more you have these conversations where you discover whether or not you like or dislike something, and you be conscious about deciding whether or not you're going to stay, the more you'll learn about yourself. The stronger your boundaries will be with other people. The value system that you don't know of yet will become.
Got it. It's an evolution.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's a
an
growth.
evolution.
It's a growing thing. I love it. Gosh, this was great. So look, for everybody in the audience, tell us about what you're inviting us to and how they can come be with you on Thursday and work with you very briefly so that we can get everything in and we can send everybody to Sean's show next.
Absolutely. So the Patterns of Possibility is my company because we're looking at patterns and making changes. On the first Thursdays of the month, I help business owners who think differently connect authentically. We are the CEOs because we believe collaboration, education equals opportunities for success. So I'm inviting you, if you work with a neurodivergent population, you're a marketer, you're neurodivergent yourself, you want to connect with people who understand you in your business. You want to connect with people who understand your fatigue, if you have executive dysfunction, your energy levels. You just want to be understood around people who get you, then the CEOs networking is for you. We meet on the first and third Thursdays. We always have a speaker. The next speaker is Sharon Ringier. She's an amazing, also neurospicy person who helps women get their word out, get the word out about what they do. So join us for an hour on the first and third Thursdays of the month at, it looks like 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for an hour.
I love it.
Yep, I'll drop the link in the chat.
I just did.
Oh, you did? All right.
I did. Well, I did it. Okay. It came through though YouTube. So drop it in LinkedIn when we're finished. But let me just say now to you how much I appreciate your being here again, Coach Lee. And this has been such a fascinating conversation. If this was all new to me, and in a way it is, what is the first step in beginning to become aware and who you would practice this strategic vulnerability, or how exactly to get started very simply?
Practice with everybody. Find something super small that you really enjoy to share with someone, and then watch for their response. Watch. Do it with everybody you run into, everybody you talk to.
And then you're making an evaluation. I love this.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
What a phenomenal topic. And I know I want to have you back next quarter. And will you take a few moments afterwards and go and respond to some of the comments and questions?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you for being here. I'm so happy that you were. And I'm going to send you back into the other room. So let me bring this back up here so I can show you what's coming up. Okay, so just so you know, coming up next month, this is the third or fourth one of these. This is the virtual wellness experience, and it's hosted by the 2350 Network. Now, this happens on 2 days, a Friday and a Saturday, and it's the virtual wellness experience. So there's a whole slew of phenomenal practitioners. It is a paid event, and it occurs on Friday and Saturday, March 21st and 22nd from 10 a.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Now, if you miss a day or you miss a presentation, with your ticket, you get a whole month of the ability to replay. And just know that I'll have a complimentary ticket for both days for someone in the audience. So be thinking about, is this something you want to do? Go here to find out what's going on, to get your ticket. I think we're still in early bird. And then the next thing oops, that isn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this next. And then this Friday, in Think and Grow Rich Principles, Leadership, and Laws, we're going to do a deep dive into auto-suggestion, the fourth principle of success, which is the medium or how you influence your own subconscious mind. And remember that your beliefs and faith live beliefs about the world live in the subconscious, and they're reactive. They're not really thinking, they're automatic. So what we're doing with this work and with Think and Grow Rich is developing our conscious awareness and doing things we'd never done before because we were afraid. Because once you complete that, then you have disproven the old fear that you can't do it, and just in case you don't think you're deserving. So with that, my friends, we are complete for today. I'm going to play the outro for you, send you over to Shawn Michaels. I hope you enjoyed every minute of this like I did. Have a phenomenal week.